Now, it was in what I went through not too long ago, where what has been said makes a whole bunch of sense. Seeing how it was during a most recent dry spell season in my life, where I found myself afraid of what the outcome of the season might be when it was over. Because instead of me being adamant about exercising my faith and rejoicing in the Lord's grace and his wisdom, I let fear along with panic into my mind, which were both detrimental to me. But then, as I prayed and sought the Lord about the dry spell season and how I was feeling, I was told that my feelings were due in part, Jacoby, to the dry spell season making me to feel small, as well as to me both listening to the enemy and me looking at all of my mistakes or at my past sins, instead of me looking to God for who he is and having undeniable faith in him. For it is either in us looking at the enemy, the season, or at our sins and mistakes. It is us looking at these things, that's what makes us most susceptible, if you will, to a dry spell season when it appears. Although this, on the contrary, was certainly not the case when it came to David facing Goliath, who was a DSS for the children of Israel and Saul, as per 1 Samuel 17. Given that David approached Goliath, who again was the epitome of a dry spell season, he approached him head on with all of his faith in God and none in himself. Right. Which we can tell by the weapon that he used to fight a giant with. In other words, David didn't look at the season and how big it was, nor did he look at his past or at his physical size. And he therefore conquered the dry spell season by seeing how bigger than big that our God is in comparison to the season, as he kept his eyes solely on the Lord, which is exactly what we have to do too. Whereas per 1 Samuel 12:45 through 47 from the Life Application Study Bible, David said to the Philistine called Goliath, "You come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty,